Welcome back to Learn English with Listening, folks. Today, we're diving into the brain gymnastics of translating versus thinking directly in English. Ever caught yourself translating word for word and feeling like you're stuck in traffic on a busy Monday morning?
Oh, absolutely. Translating each word can slow you down like a turtle crossing a highway. It's like trying to watch Netflix on dial-up. Instead, thinking in English chunks can speed things up like switching from a horse to a Ferrari.
Exactly. And hey, speaking of speed, how do you suggest learners get comfortable with this shift? It's like learning to dance without counting every step, right?
Yes, start with short, ready-to-use phrases. Like I don't think so, or it's kind of funny. It's like having pre-packed snacks instead of cooking from scratch every time.
But what about those moments of panic when the words just vanish? It's like opening the fridge and suddenly forgetting what you wanted.
Oh, that happens to everyone. The trick is practice, practice, practice. Over time, your brain will serve up those phrases like a seasoned chef at a five-star restaurant.
So, listeners, ditch the translation, embrace the chunks. But what if someone argues that translation helps in understanding nuances better?
That's a fair point. Translating can be helpful for beginners or when learning complex concepts. But for everyday fluency, it's all about those English blocks. Think of translation like training wheels great at first, but eventually.
Right. Eventually, you want to ride that bike freely. So, folks, challenge yourself to think directly in English. Who knows? You might just surprise yourself.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. So, let those wheels spin and enjoy the ride.
All right. Moving on from thinking in English, let's talk about listening and imitating. Ever tried to mimic someone and ended up sounding like a bad parody?
Oh, definitely. But mimicry is a powerful tool. It's like learning to play an instrument by ear. The more you listen and imitate, the better your English rhythm and flow become.
And it's not just about words, right? It's about rhythm, tone, and even those quirky phrases like, what you doing? Instead of, what are you doing?
Exactly. Think of it as musicality. English has its own beat. When you nail that, you're not just speaking, you're performing.
And hey, what do you say to the skeptics who think mimicking might make them sound inauthentic, like they're in a Shakespeare play?
Great question. Mimicking is a starting point. It's like learning a song by heart before adding your own twist. Eventually, you develop your own voice.
So, you're saying the key is to start with imitation and then let your unique style shine through?
Exactly. It's like baking. Follow the recipe at first, but feel free to add a pinch of your own flavor later. Just don't end up with a souffle that deflates.
Ha ha! Noted! So, listeners, grab those podcasts and start mimicking. It's the karaoke of language learning.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not about sounding like someone else, it's about finding your own rhythm in English.
Let's dive into one of my favorite techniques, shadowing. It's like karaoke for English learners, right? But instead of singing, you're speaking. Thoughts?
Absolutely. Shadowing is like having a conversation with your favorite movie character. You play a clip and try to match their speed, tone, and intonation. It's an adrenaline rush for your language skills.
Sounds like a workout for the vocal cords. But let's be real, it can feel like you're chasing Usain Bolt in a marathon, huh?
Haha, true. But with practice, you start keeping up. It's like running on a treadmill. You start slow, and before you know it, you're sprinting.
And what about those who say it's too challenging or intimidating? Like trying to sing opera when you're more of a shower singer?
Valid concern. But start with short clips. It's like doing sprints instead of a full marathon. And remember, every stumble is a step forward.
So, would you recommend shadowing as a daily ritual, like brushing your teeth, or for some, checking Facebook?
Definitely. Make it a habit. Even 10 minutes a day can transform your fluency. It's like compound interest for your language skills.
All right, folks, grab your clips and start shadowing. And remember, practice makes progress, not perfection.
Absolutely. And hey, who knows? You might end up sounding like your favorite actor. Just don't try their stunts at home.
All right, on to word chunks, the secret sauce of fluent speech. Why memorize words when you can have full meals, right?
Exactly. Learning word chunks is like buying a pre-made pizza instead of ingredients. You just pop it in the oven and dinner's ready. No fuss, no muss.
And these chunks phrases like at the end of the day or as far as I know, they really are like the Swiss Army knives of English, huh?
Absolutely. They're versatile and save you time. Instead of assembling a sentence from scratch, you've got these ready-made expressions that fit into any conversation.
But some argue that this might limit creativity. It's like painting by numbers instead of freehand. What do you think?
I get that, but think of it as a starting point, not the whole picture. Once you're comfortable, you can start mixing and matching to create your own masterpiece.
So, would you say word chunks help in thinking faster in English too? Like having shortcuts on your computer?
Exactly. They reduce cognitive load, allowing you to focus on the conversation rather than constructing sentences. It's like having an autopilot for your brain.
All right, listeners, start building your chunk arsenal. It's like having a cheat code for fluent English.
Indeed. And remember, the more you use them, the more natural they become. So, get chunking and let your English flow.
Now, on to a topic close to my heart, clarity over speed. Because, let's face it, what's the point of speaking fast if no one understands you, right?
Exactly. Speaking fast doesn't mean speaking well. It's like driving a Ferrari underwater. Sure, it's fast, but you're not going anywhere.
I love that analogy. And it's true. Even native speakers pause, breathe, and think. It's like a jazz performance with room for improvisation.
Absolutely. Fluency is about smooth, natural, confident speech. It's not about racing through words like you're in a verbal Grand Prix.
But some might argue that speed is a sign of proficiency. What do you say to those folks?
I'd say sure, speed can be impressive, but clarity is key. It's like having a clear signal instead of a fast, fuzzy one. Quality over quantity, always.
So, what's your advice for learners focusing on clarity? Should they slow down, like walking on a tightrope?
Not necessarily slow down, but focus on rhythm and flow. It's about finding your pace, like a comfortable jog instead of a sprint.
Got it. So, listeners, embrace those pauses and let your English breathe. It's like a good wine, it needs time to be appreciated.
Exactly. And remember, speaking clearly is the real flex. So, keep it smooth, keep it clear, and let your confidence shine.
All right, we've covered a lot today. From thinking in English chunks to shadowing and focusing on clarity, it's like assembling the Avengers of language learning.
Absolutely. Each tip is like a superhero on its own, but together they form an unstoppable team. Fluent English, assemble.
So, for our listeners ready to take action, what's the first step on this journey? Is there a secret handshake we need to know?
Haha, no secret handshake required. Start with one technique that resonates with you and make it a habit. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow into a language tree.
And what about those mid-journey slumps? You know, when progress feels slower than a snail in a marathon.
Ah, those happen to the best of us. But remember, every step counts. Even a snail eventually crosses the finish line. Consistency is key.
And looking forward, where do you see language learning evolving with all these techniques? Are we heading to a world where everyone speaks multiple languages like in a sci-fi movie?
Possibly. With technology and global connectivity, language barriers are shrinking. Who knows? We might all become polyglots in a few decades.
Now that's a future I can get behind. So, listeners, keep learning, keep practicing, and let's make that vision a reality.
Absolutely. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Enjoy every step and happy learning.
All right, that's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.